I recently reviewed Philippine dividend stocks and I found these five stocks to be strong candidates to exceptionally perform in the next 10 years. I personally own these stocks and I have been investing in these companies for the past years. My basis for deciding a strong candidate for dividend stocks is simple. I normally look at the past and current net income of the company. This will tell me that the company is financially strong and is stable. A business could have a high revenue, but the operational and fixed expenses could upset the net income. That is why I usually watch the net income rather than revenue, though revenue still matters to me. Second, I examine dividend history. As an investor, dividends are the regular reward I get from my investments. Simply put, the higher and more consistent dividends are given, I have better return on my investment which I can reinvest again. Third, I look at the future business plans and programs of the company, as this will determine sustainability and ability of the company to navigate in the future. Because I believe that the company should reinvest their earnings for them to be competitive and weather the storms ahead. The first dividend company in my list, which is one of my favorites, is PLDT. This stock is considered a dividend aristocrat, giving an average of 6.8% dividend yield per year. PLDT has a dividend policy wherein 65% of core earnings per share is distributed to shareholders as regular dividends. PLDT is one of the oldest publicly traded companies in the Philippines, listed on the Philippine Stock Exchange and even on international exchanges. Founded way back in 1928 as the Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company, PLDT has grown from the original national telephone operator into the Philippines' largest telecommunications and digital services provider. Today, it operates massive mobile and broadband networks, offers fixed line services, and provides enterprise ICT solutions. Its wireless services are marketed under brands like Smart and TNT, while fixed broadband goes under PLDT Home. In terms of the company's financial performance, PLDT has this to show. Revenue is growing slowly. It's stable but not explosive. Second, profitability remains solid, though some pressure exists from legacy service declines. Thirdly, cash generation is positive, which supports dividend payments. The second dividend stock, which has given me a lot of cash dividends in the past 3 years, is the conglomerate Losyutan Group of Companies. LTG is a silent worker but strong in terms of performance. LTG has multiple sources of income coming from beverages, bank, real property, and others. Investors are assured of dividends coming from LTG as it has dividend policy giving out 53% of its net income to their investors. The company is in the top 10 list of companies in the Philippine Stock Exchange with the highest market capitalization. This would mean that the company is financially healthy and its products are being patronized by majority of the Filipinos. The next on my list is RL Commercial REIT Incorporated, commonly known as RCR. RCR is the REIT arm of Robinsons Land Corporation, part of the Gokongwei Group. What makes RCR interesting? Firstly, it owns office buildings and malls. Second, it has high occupancy rates of 96%. And lastly, and most importantly, it has a deep pipeline of assets it can acquire from its parent company. This REIT could realistically double its portfolio based on their pipeline projects across the country. Investors are viewing this company as a growth and income stock given its business performance. In terms of RCR's net income, it delivered 29 billion pesos with a growth of 71% year on year. This stock offers around 6% plus dividend yield to its investors and paying out 90% of its distributable income. Next stop and the fourth one is DM Consunji Incorporated. DMCI is not just construction. Its portfolio includes multiple industries, which is crucial for long-term investors. First, it has investments in mining and commodities. Units like DMCI Mining Corporation are boosting ore production with new mines expected to reach full capacity last year. Next investment is in energy and power. Through Semirara Mining and Power, the company is a major domestic coal and power producer, though earnings have been challenged by weaker commodity prices. DMCI is also invested in water and utility distributions. Associate investment Maynilad Water Services has shown strong growth and contributions due to tariff increases and higher billed volumes. DMCI is also into real estate. DMCI Homes celebrated 25 years of property development with over 63,000 residential units delivered, signaling depth in housing operations, but real estate profits have faced cyclical pressures. DMCI has a good mix of businesses in construction, mining, power, water, real estate, and now cement, which helps cushion downturns in one segment. In 2025, DMCI has a gross dividend yield of 10%. This is a superior yield in Philippine stock investing. DMCI's net income peaked in 2022 as coal, power generation, and water segments were strong, then declined in 2023 to 2024 amid weaker commodity prices and lower construction contributions. Lastly, let us dig into Aboitiz Power Corporation with ticker AP. AP is a leading Philippine energy company. It operates a balanced portfolio of renewable and thermal power plants, contributing over 22% of the nation's installed generating capacity. Aboitiz Power is the second largest power generator and major contributor in the Philippines. It has the largest renewable capacity, aligning with long-term ESG strategies. Aboitiz Power is considered a strong investment, often rated as a strong buy by analysts due to its position as a major, stable utility player in the Philippines. It offers good dividends with projected 12-month upside of approximately 13%. The company announced that in 2026, it is giving out dividend with a yield of approximately 5.4%. Aboitiz Power has a clear dividend policy targeting an annual cash dividend payout of approximately 50% of its consolidated net income from the preceding fiscal year. These are the top 5 dividend stocks which I think are worth holding in the next decade. However, I still suggest you do your personal research so you can see what stocks are best for your strategy and time frame. If this video helped you, please like it. It tells YouTube that this content is valuable. Subscribe for more practical investing and wealth building tips. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.